What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be looking at a Dragon Ball fan manga entitled DBS, which is a fan-made manga set within the DC Universe timeline as Goku travels to the DC Universe in facing off against Superman. As for many years now, I've been introducing and showcasing various different fan mangas created by the community for the community, so if you would like to check out all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas, then make sure to check the description box and bio down below for all the latest in Dragon Ball fan mangas, including Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball X, Beyond Dragon Ball Super, and many others. Then be sure to check out all the Dragon Ball fan mangas listed down below, and if you are new to this channel and are a fan of anime and Dragon Ball, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload. As we kick off Son Goku and Superman manga chapter number 2, as Superman looks down at Goku and having to state, "I've only seen the final minutes of this fight, and there is no sign of Parasite anymore. So either your attack killed him, or you've just sent him to another dimension, but I doubt about the second option." As Goku looks down tired and depleted, he goes on to tell Superman, "I didn't have much of a choice." As Superman states, "There is always a choice. Whoever you are, you will have to explain yourself to the police. Here, I'll help you up." As Superman grabs onto Goku, Goku remembers what Parasite did to him in the previous manga chapter, in remembering how he had his powers stolen from him, as Goku immediately swipes Superman away and having to state, "Don't touch me." As Superman is baffled, he goes on to state, You? Okay, that's it. I wanted to be nice, but I'm putting you down now." As Goku acknowledges this threat by having to state, "Just try it." And try he did, as Superman manages to knock out Goku in using some sort of a technique that causes Goku to collapse on down to the floor. Superman goes on to state, "And he's down." He wasn't much of a challenge, but he did fight against Parasite, so he may have lost some of his strength already, but I'm sure it's nothing that the police can't handle. All of a sudden, Superman begins to detect something as he goes on to ask, "What was that?" As he looks down at Goku, he goes on to state, "But this was his..." As later on we see how Goku opens up his eyes, and he doesn't know where he is. As Goku states, "Huh? Oh, what's going on? Where am I?" As he finds himself restricted, Superman walks on over as he goes on to tell Goku, "You're finally awake. Welcome to my fortress of solitude." As Goku doesn't know exactly where he is, he tries to struggle in breaking free. As Goku asks, What is this? It's you. Why am I locked up?" As Superman replies, "I had to do this, because I've seen what you're capable of. And until I find out who you really are, you're staying here." As Goku states, "What? What did I do? You mean the situation with that purple guy? Well, he was a bad guy and I had to defend against him." "Well, no, I didn't want to kill him, but my Kamehameha was the first thing that came to my mind. He almost took all of my power, and he was just a really bad guy." As Superman states, "I know he was a criminal, but he didn't deserve to have such a penalty without proper judgment by authorities. Besides, I'm not locking you up because of that." As Goku states, "You just can't do that. Who do you think you are? You think those cuffs can just imprison me?" As Superman walks away, he goes on to say, "I don't know. This is technology from my homeworld after all." As Goku wastes little time, he transforms into Super Saiyan. As Goku goes on to state, "I admit it's strong, but not for a Super Saiyan. Now I'm gonna break free and we'll talk." As Goku continues to struggle, Superman notices this, but walks on over and clicking a few buttons that causes Goku to power back down. As Goku goes on to state, "I'm getting sleepy. What the?" As Superman states, "If you want to talk, you need to calm down. I've already seen your rage side." As all of a sudden the computer begins to read a warning as Superman goes on to state, "A danger in Metropolis? Okay, let's see. 2 unknown flying beings came out of nowhere and started to devastate the city. Interesting." As Superman looks on over at Goku, he goes on to state, "Good thing that he'll be sleeping for a few hours. Strange coincidence." As Superman takes off, Goku is left there sleeping due to the gas, but 2 mysterious individuals end up showing up next to Goku as we see Superman travel back to Metropolis. After Superman gets to Metropolis, we see how he goes on to state, "Okay, there is something definitely strange going on here, but where are they?" as the two individuals prior are shown dragging Goku out of Superman's lair. As Superman swoops on down to speak to one of the police officers, he goes on to ask, "Okay, Commissioner, could you explain what happened here?" As the Commissioner says, "Sure, Superman. There was two of them, and they can fly. First thing they did was destroy a few buildings. Then they started to fly around the city for a couple of minutes and then they disappeared." As Superman states, "They what?" But this doesn't make any sense. How do they look? As the Commissioner states, "Well, they looked like green monsters," but then all of a sudden, Superman begins to hear something. As he goes on to state, "This alarm is coming from my fortress. Oh no!" As he rushes towards his fortress, he goes on to state, "Not good. If he wakes up and escapes, then the whole Earth is in great danger." As Superman comes crashing inside his lair, he goes on to notice that Goku's gone. As Superman states, "He's gone, but that's impossible. I know that he is vulnerable to my Kryptonian sulfuric, but he was already asleep. He shouldn't wake up in 5 hours. Equipment wasn't harmed at all. That can only mean one thing. Someone must have barged into my fortress. And he was very interested in our new powerful fellow. But who on earth would come to my fortress and take him? Was Fornator responsible? I mean, it was his idea from the beginning. Nah, I don't think so. So who did this? Luthor?" But then all of a sudden he remembers what the Commissioner said. There were two of them and they could fly. First thing they did was destroy a few buildings and then they disappeared. They looked like green monsters, and as soon as Superman heard that, he goes on to state that description suits soldiers of one particular man. And it's very likely that this is his work. Oh no! It must have been one of Darkseid's parademons. Yeah, now it all makes sense. This is really bad if this is all his work. Darkseid will surely use him, probably brainwash him, and make him his slave. Just like he did with me. That bastard messed up my mind and sent me to conquer Earth. Luckily, I got my memory back, but when I was to Darkseid's planet, he destroyed me. Everyone now is in great danger. As back on Apocalypse, the two parademons bring a sleeping Goku to Darkseid. As an individual appears from the lair, she goes on to state, "You've managed to bring him without any problems. Granny Goodness is sure proud of you. Take him to my room as soon as possible. We don't want him to wake up too soon. Lord Darkseid will be very pleased too, especially to see that I've brought that man here, because he may have something that Lord Darkseid was looking for a very long time. The anti-life equation." As we notice Goku being dragged back into the room, she goes on to meet with Darkseid and stating, "My lord." As Darkseid goes on to ask, "What is the situation with our new guest?" As Goodness goes on to state, "We don't fully understand how his power works so far, but we are doing everything we can to control his unlimited power. First, he needed Mind's special electrical treatment to calm him down." As we see Goku once again awake, as he goes on to state, "This pain, it's paralyzing, I can't do anything, ah!" As Goodness goes on, after that, "He's going to be your best soldier." As Darkseid responds by stating, "My soldier? Didn't you assure me that this warrior had the anti-life equation?" As Goodness states, "Yes, my lord, but it seems that I was wrong, and he may not have the anti-life equation. It's just his great power that..." But then all of a sudden, we notice Granny Goodness begin to disintegrate. As Darkseid claims, "I won't tolerate any more of your failures, Granny Goodness. No one disappoints me twice." So in a nutshell, Darkseid is not interested in Goku's power. Darkseid is not interested in making Goku his soldier. Darkseid is not interested in brainwashing Goku, but instead, he simply wants the anti-life equation, something that he's been after for a very long time. Meanwhile, later on, back inside the Batcave, we notice how Superman reunites with Batman. As Superman comes to Batman and stating, "Batman, I've brought you his blood samples. His DNA is very similar to that of a human's DNA, but he's definitely not from Earth." As Batman states, "Well, somehow, that kind of information doesn't surprise me anymore." As Batman begins to overlook the DNA, Superman goes on to respond by stating, "We have to find a way to stop the foreigner if he truly was kidnapped by Darkseid. Darkseid wouldn't just take him just for his amusement. I'm pretty sure he will aim for Earth." As Batman states, there is a high possibility that the foreigner arrived to Earth not so long ago. maybe even at the same time as Parasite's robbery. So how did Darkseid find out about him so fast? As Superman states, well, I think I may know how. You see, in a fight, Foreigner wasn't much of a challenge to me, which Foreigner is actually Goku. But we don't know how much of power did Parasite take from him. But that's not what I'm afraid of. It's his ability to shoot enormous power beams, the same beam that killed Parasite. As Batman states, yes, I've seen that. It looked very powerful. As Superman goes on to respond by stating, you have no idea. He directed his beam upwards. The shot was so powerful that it left Earth's sphere, then it flew off into space, and then it exploded. Nobody was able to note the explosion, but I did, and believe me, if it had hit Earth, we wouldn't have been able to talk right now. As Batman goes on, Darkseid must have detected the explosion, and then he tracked down the source of it. This is how he found out about the Foreigner. As Superman goes on to state, that bastard tricked me, he broke into my fortress, and now who the hell knows what he'll do with the power of the Foreigner. As Batman states, well, one thing is for sure, and that's the Earth is in great danger. As he continues, the whole universe is in danger. 7 days have passed in the Dragon Ball world as King Kai cries out, Goku, where are you? It's been 7 days since he's been gone. He should have finished his battle a long time ago, and I don't even know where he is now. I'm in so much trouble now. As we see Superman back over with Batman, he goes on to state, you called me, Batman? As Batman states, yes. I just discovered some strange disturbances near Zenith City. As Batman continues, Frequency is very familiar to Darkseid's teleportation boom tubes. As all of a sudden, the entire lab begins to shake. As Superman states, what was that? It sounded like an explosion. As immediately outside, it goes on to state, Miss Lane, what are the chances of us being exactly near the explosion? Pretty high, Jimmy. As once again another massive explosion occurs as Superman goes on to state, what was that? But then back on the chopper, it goes on to state one of the reporters of the Daily Planet, Lois Lane, was near the tragic event. She's going to inform us about what is happening now in Zenith City. As Superman overlooks this, he goes on to state, I don't know what or who is responsible for such a disaster. As Lois Lane continues, she goes on to state, but this is what was left of Zenith City. And as they overlook, both Batman and Superman are beyond shocked. As Superman goes on to state, the whole city, as manga chapter number 2 comes to a close. And I will say this manga chapter was very intense because now Darkseid has Goku. Now Superman doesn't know what to do with the Foreigner because he knows that Goku does bear tremendous power, but he does not understand nor know Darkseid's plan in possibly using Goku to destroy the Earth, but let alone that, the entire universe as well. And on top of everything else, it seems like Goku is still worn out from his fight with Parasite, even though in the previous manga chapter, Parasite did absorb a lot of Goku's energy. If you guys have missed out the previous manga chapter number 1, be sure to go ahead and check that out because I think everything that's going to be tying into the story is going to lead to the inevitable fight involving Darkseid and Superman, but Darkseid's ambitions are to find the anti-life equation, instead of more or less being interested in using Goku as a foot soldier instead. But what really drives this manga chapter home is seeing the concern on both Batman and Superman's face. They know that this Foreigner is very, very powerful, but the question is, what is Darkseid going to do with him? Be sure to find out on the next manga chapter for Goku and Superman. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to go ahead and slap that like button, smash that subscribe button, guys, for more manga content such as this. And if you guys have missed out the previous manga chapters before, then make sure you guys go ahead and check out the official Dragon Ball fan manga playlist and all the cool fan mangas you guys can possibly read up on down in the description box and bio below, which range from various different cycles, crossovers, and timelines, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, I hope you guys enjoyed. The road to 1 million subscribers continues. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys had a great time listening. Tune in for manga chapter number 3, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.